Hello everyone, Admiral Prince Eric, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to make discussions about the close test and new shoots for update 13.5. Before I would like to don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification icon so I will post my World Warships content for every time at the minute. So let's get started to it. Alright, so we're finding details about the new ships and close test 30.5 for a weekend and after the weekend. So let's get started about the new ships close test 30.5. So I will gonna read it out entirely. Okay, so let's start on the new ships close test 30.5 was posted on May 10 about 2 a.m. midnight after the World Warships live stream took place on Friday. Now, with funny details about the new ships are coming. We got a Tier 9 Spanish cruiser Almirante Oquendo. Okay, so a heavy cruiser which is the embodiment of the Super Washington cruiser design with a 17,500 ton displacement, or Proyecto 138. In translate on English was Project 138, developed in 1938 at the Spanish Naval Yard in Ferrol. The ship was named after the famous Spanish naval commander of the 16th-17th century, Antonio de Oquendo, a name which our ship inherits from a historical cruiser that was lost in the battle against a U.S. Navy squadron off Santiago de Cuba in July 1898 during the Spanish-American War. Do you like guns? If so, Almirante Oquendo may be the ship for you. A powerful main battery of 12 203mm barrels gives her a heavy broadside and good damage per minute. She additionally features an alternative fighter mode, but with a bit of twist. Her guns become substantially more accurate at the cost of a longer reload when activated. While she is quite fast for a cruiser, there is a significant downside. A vulnerable citadel means that captains will have to be wary of enemy battleships and any heavy cruisers. Rounding out her arsenal are standard consumables for a cruiser, defensive air fire and hydroacoustic search, sharing a slot, a choice of fighter or spotty aircraft and repair party. So Almirante Oquendo, which is going to be inherited for the Spanish cruisers on the tech tree with some kind of the burst fire techniques, just like on the tech tree though. But it's gonna be a heavy cruiser goes on the ARM 12 203mm guns. Okay, so accordingly, the consumables are a variety for the same purposes, like the defensive air fire and hydroacoustic search can be exchanged with, and a choice for a fighter or spotting aircraft, and which is going to be include a repair party. Now, gameplay wise, Almirante Oquendo shines as an ambush predator. Great accuracy and broadside power of her main battery means that unsuspecting enemies can be swiftly removed from the field. Play behind friendly destroyers to ensure control of key areas and utilize her speed to destroy enemy cruisers from unexpected positions. Due to her poor survivability, care has to be taken in stated engagements and enemy battleships pose a significant threat. The permanent camouflage for Almirante Oquendo is still a work in progress. Okay, so Spanish cruiser Almirante Oquendo. The hit points is about 48,300. The armor plating 25mm. Main battery consists 4x3, 203mm. The firing range is 17.6 kilometers. The HE shell damage consists 2,850. The chance of fire will be 17%. AP shell damage is about 4,500, and the reload time is about 12 seconds, 180-degree turn time is about 22.5 seconds, maximum dispersion 154 meters, and the sigma is going to be 2.05. So now for some alternative fighter modes, you will go into rapidly a burst fire mechanics just like the Spanish cruisers on the tech tree. Now the reload time will be 18 seconds. This will gonna be the short reload time against the Spanish cruisers on the tech tree will be a longer reload time. Now the main battery shell dispersion is about 20%. Okay, some torpedo tubes we got 2x3 533mm. The damage is about 16,633, range is 8 kilometers, speed is 62 knots, Reload time 106 seconds. Roger 180-degree turn time is about 7.2 seconds. And torpedo detectability 1.3 kilometers. Secondary armaments consists 6x2 90mm, the range is about 7 kilometers. HE shell damage 1300. Oh my god. So the maximum speed is 36 knots, turning circle radius 790 meters, rudder shift time 11.3 seconds, surface detectability 14 kilometers, air detectability 10.5 kilometers, and detectability after firing main guns and smoke in 8.7 kilometers. And some available consumables are the following. The first slot is going to be damage control party, unlimited. The second slot, repair party. The third slot are going to be exchanged for the high security search and defensive AFI. And the fourth slot will be a catapult fighter and a spotting aircraft. All stats are listed without crew and update modifiers. The stats are subject to change during the testing. Okay, the next one is the Tier 8 British aircraft carrier Theseus. The aircraft carrier was named after a Greek hero, a founder at Athens and a slave of Minotaur. HMS Theseus was a light aircraft carrier of the Colossus class aircraft carriers, the first batch of ships from the large group originating from 1940 to design light fleet carriers. At the height of Second World War, Great Britain was in dire need of carriers, which prompted the emergence of a design that represented an intermediate link between expensive attack aircraft carriers of illustrious class and relatively cheap, slow-moving escort aircraft carriers. All ships of the Colossus class were ordered from private shipyards, and their construction used technologies normally used for the construction of merchant ships. HMS Theseus was laid down in January 1943 and commissioned in February 1946, thus not being completed in time to take part in the Second World War. The most striking period in the ship's history was on the Korean War. Theseus took an active part in the operations of the United Nations forces off the coast of the Korean Peninsula. In the international operation during the Suez Crisis, the carrier played a secondary role. In 1957, she was put on into reserve, and 3 years later, Theseus was withdrawn from the Navy list and scrapped. Now, Theseus is going to be a member of the Colossus class aircraft carriers. Like for example, the premium one is going to be the Tier 8 British aircraft carrier Colossus. Now, Theseus features a blend of characteristics somewhat similar to Indomitable, with only 2 small squadrons of high speed, survivable aircraft available to her. Her first squadron is made up of torpedo bombers carrying a large number of torpedoes per drop, though each torpedo deals low damage individually. The second squadron carries 1 high damage skilled bomber per plane. These bombs have the unique feature of being extremely accurate on the first skip, while becoming very accurate by the third skip. Rounding out Theseus' loadout is an average plate regeneration time, making limited losses somewhat sustainable. However, it's not all upsides. Theseus has very limited hangar space. Her aircraft have poor maneuverability, and the lack of secondaries and long-range aim will make defending her a whole of challenge. Well, it's somewhat going to be a Theseus going to be a high-speed survivable aircraft. Her squadrons consist of torpedo bombers and skip bombers, just like Indomitable though. They will not to use the cluster bombing. In combination, Theseus' strengths make her an excellent fast attack aircraft carrier able to keep up pressure on the enemy so long as care is taken to minimize plane losses. Against enemy battleships, the fast travel time of her aircraft makes Theseus effective at setting fires and floods, while precise armed with her skip bombers can deal heavy damage to lighter targets. Captives will want to focus on striking targets already engaged with her teammates. The poor maneuverability of her aircraft can make spotting and attacking her own targets a challenge. The ship stats are gonna make the following. The hit points is about 47,600. Armor plating 19mm. Bomb damage is the squadron consists the torpedo bombers and skip bombers. The reload time is about 25 seconds. There will be a attacking flight will be a 1. The maximum range is 7 kilometers, will be the one bombs in payload. Bomb damage is about 4,200. Okay, so the A defense is going to be 6 by 4 and 17 by 1, 40 millimeters. The A defense mid-range is going to be, A defense mid-range continuous damage per second is about 410. Hit probability 100%. The action zone will be 3.5 kilometers. The maximum speed is 25 knots, turning circle radius 890 meters. Rudder shift time 10.7 seconds. Surface detectability 11.4 kilometers and air detectability 9.7 kilometers. Now for the squadron store, consists the torpedo bombers. The hit points is 2,670 per plane squadron. Cruising speed 182 knots, maximum speed 270 knots. Size of attacking flight will be 2. Attack per squadron per 4, and aircraft restoration time about 90 seconds. Detectability range 10 kilometers, and number of aircraft on deck will be 10. Torpedoes in payload will be a 2. The torpedo damage is about 3,600. Torpedo speed 30 knots. Range is about 2.4 kilometers. Torpedo arming distance is 282 meters. Now, for skip bombers, which is going to be a similar goes for the Mats Imerman and some Soviet aircraft carriers. Now, for British aircraft carrier, these will be on the super test. The hit points is about 2,490. Cruising speed 182 knots. The maximum speed 270 knots. Although this is what's going to be a size 1. But the attack aircraft per squadron will be only 6. The aircraft restoration time is about 85 seconds. The detectability range will be the same as usual like the torpedo bombers. The number of aircraft on deck will be 12. Bombs in payload will be only 1. The bomb type will be HE. Maximum bomb damage 30,900. Armor penetration 68 millimeters. Chance to cause fire 79%. And skips count will be only 2. Now for consumables we got damage control party will be unlimited charges, and the slot 2 will be a fighter. But these consumables on aircraft carriers will be formed that automatically. All stats are listed without crew and upgrade modifiers. The stats are subject to change during the testing. Now the next one we got on updated models, we got the American destroyer Johnston. We got a tier 9 and a member of the Fletcher class destroyers. Now we find detail about the upcoming French destroyer on the tech tree, Le Venturier. An advancement beyond the Hardy class and Project 138 beast ships, featuring larger dimensions and distinct torpedo armament. The ship inherited her name, which translates to adventurer in French, from an incomplete member of the Hardy class destroyer. Previously revealed in the earlier DevBlog, we're now ready to show the model of Le Venturier. But if you wanted to show an illustration though, you make sure go visit on the DevBlog link down in the description below. Now for test ships. Sometimes why gaming could ever be possible for about that will be an upcoming tech 2 ship so far in this year. We'll be allowed to do so for third and the fourth quarter. We are adding several clones to existing ships for concept testing purposes. We got a Colorado 2, North Carolina 2, Iowa 2, Montana 2, Balao 2, and Admiral. Although the ships based on these respective tiers all look alike appear in the game. Though I don't want to share some specifications at the time, but we already told about that in the Dutch cruiser This Event Provincial. Although the ship was debuted back in 2021 at the time of the Dutch cruisers on early access. So I don't want to read this entirely because I do something ship specifications about the Dutch light cruiser This Event Provincial. And also as stated that a ship based on a Dutch cruiser will be the same. Although likewise it's going to be the same thing, but it's only our testing purposes, guys. Please note that all information in the development blog is preliminary. Announced adjustments and features may change multiple times during testing. The final information will be published on our game's website. Okay, so any questions about the new ships in the closed test 30.5, please go up ahead in the comments down below. Okay, so let's move on right now to the closed test 30.5. We'll be coming for the public test during the update 30.4. 2 more D-Day operations, clan battles, and more. Will be on closed test 30.5 was posted on Monday midnight about 1:30 a.m. on May 13th. Operations and commanders and patches? Oh my! That's right, it's time to discuss some of the incoming content for update 30.5. Strap in and read along about the continuation of our D-Day operations, as well as some other goodies being added to the game. Now, the first one goes to D-Day operations. In our 18th anniversary of D-Day DevBlog, we outlined a total of 3 operations that will join the game in acknowledgement of one of the most notable amphibious operations in military history. 2 of those operations are coming in update 30.5, so read below as we provided some supplemental details on these exciting additions. Okay, the Atlantic Wall Defense. Okay, as usual, we'll be going to test setting out for the close test 30.5 update, but it's going to be the same as usual. Now, Atlantic Wall Defense. As the name of the operation suggests, it's time to play a little defense. You will take control of the tier 5 to 7 German destroyers in an effort to stop or delay the Allied invasion force from destroying the coastal batteries. Don't own tier 5 to 7 German destroyers? No worries. For those that don't own suitable ships, rental vessels will be provided. In fact, even if you do own ships that are usable in this operation, you still have access to these rentals, and for good reason. These rental ships will come in unique configurations. Some examples of these alterations include the addition of the assault smoke generator and high-accuracy search consumable, with increased radius of ship and torpedo detection. The Allied fleet was spotted by German spy balloons and planes will be composed of multiple waves, with the last wave comprised of powerful battleships determined to destroy the coastal fortifications. German high commanders also warned you about at least 1 aircraft carrier present. Additionally, player-controlled destroyers will be outfitted with a drop minefield consumable, which is the very same one used during the Piñata Hunt event. Once the operation begins, you will have a couple of minutes to lay down as many minefields as you can. Once the Allied attack begins, German air forces will be pinned down by the HMS Light Dido, a British light cruiser. As a result, the drop minefield consumable will be blocked until the Dido is destroyed. Your main goal will be to deploy minefields to protect your forces and coastal artillery, with the bonus goals being to destroy the Allied destroyers, destroy the aircraft carrier, defend as many coastal guards as possible, and to survive until reinforcements arrive. But that's not all. There will be one bonus objective will be assigned randomly. Either destroy enemy ships or destroy enemy planes. Finally, if you lose a player-controlled ally, all is not lost. Your ship will receive an extra buff each time you lose an ally, similarly to the last Voyage of Transylvania operation. However, this time you also get a passive health regeneration that will activate on the remaining ships to continue giving you and your companions a fighting chance. The next one will be attack on Omaha Beach. In the last 2 weeks of update 30.5, the attack on Omaha Beach operation will become active, taking place on the same map in just mere minutes after the Atlantic Wall Defense operation. You will play with tier 5 to 7 ships for the US, UK, Commonwealth, France, Netherlands, and some ships from the European navies. Several damaged Allied ships are in the area, unable to attack or move but protected by the smoke screen. However, the smoke is not going to last forever. Once the smoke dissipates, the German forces will persistently attack the disabled ships. It is your mission to reach these ships and rescue their crews by staying in the vicinity. It won't be as easy as it sounds, as swarms of German boats are rushing in to attack, supplemented by minefields as well as tough final standoff with the surviving German destroyers still near the shore from the previous operation. As mentioned, the main goal of this scenario is to rescue the crews of damaged vessels. Additional tasks are to destroy all the Schneer boats, escort the attacking force once it arrives, and start heading toward the beach. Destroy all the shore guns, defeat the remaining destroyers, and have half of your team still standing at the end of it all. Next one, the classified documents and operation rewards. As with the first D-Day operation, the two about scenarios will include the use of classified documents. To recap, you can acquire these classified documents by unlocking the intelligence folders from the reward track and operation rewards. With the completion of each folder, you will be revealed with a random classified document, with each document having 3 levels: classified, secret, or top secret. These documents will give you different modifiers, buffs against certain enemy types with increasing bonuses depending on the level of document you have. Feel free to check out our 80th anniversary of D-Day DevBlog for more information on classified documents and infographics of the rewards. In addition to intelligence folders, the second and third reward tracks will open along with the start of these operations. Some of the more notable rewards in the tracks will be Permanent Camouflage Invasion Strikes for Baltimore, the Force of Liberation for Jervis, Commander William Tennant, the Sordid Freedom Patch, the Russo War Patch, and some D-Day containers. Next one, Clan Battle Season 26 Vulture. Will be format on 7 vs 7 playing a tier 10 ships. The game maps and modes will be a North, Hotspot, Islands of Ice, Warriors Pad, Sleeping Giant, Crash Zone Alpha, and Northern Waters. Battles on all maps are fought in the clan's domination mode. The following rules apply for all maps. There will be a number of key areas will be 3, capture time 30 seconds, and scoring and capture points will be 3 points every 4 seconds. Now, for some ship restrictions. Unfortunately, we have a bad news or good news. Just like in previous seasons, certain restrictions on the number of specific ships per team apply in clan battles. The restrictions can be set for the entire duration of the season for a specific period of time. For example, they might be set after the first 2 weeks of the season, then replaced with different restrictions a few weeks later. This allows us to promptly react to the current state of the season. Now, the season 26 will begin with the following restrictions to be applied. Players will be able to go into battle aboard cruisers, destroyers, and battleships. Although aircraft carrier will be not allowed, as well as submarines. No more than 2 battleships per team. There are no restrictions on cruisers or destroyers. Napoli, Petropavlos, Louisiana, or Alexander Nevsky cannot be taken into battles. But this is a bad news goes forward about Petro. Limited the number of 13 ships. One team cannot have more than 1 ship for the following groups: the Kleber, Marceau, and Marseille, Moskva, Stalingrad, and Des Moines, Smolensk and Gansk, as well as Ohio, Kremlin, and St. Vincent. During the season, based on statistical analysis, new restrictions may be applied and existing restrictions may be changed. We announce any changes separately on our development blog. Information about any changes will also be available in the game client. More details about new season clan battles will be available on our website, but we already have to obtain a gathering information. To celebrate the start of the new season, we added 2 achievements. We got the King of Vulture achievement, as well as the Hurricane King Vulture achievement. Now, for some content additions and changes are the following. Update 13.5 is bringing an abundance of items and small changes to the game, so we outlined them below and sorted them by category for your perusal. The Summer Days, Pan American Commander Federica Estibal with the individual voiceover, and Spanish Commander Martina Verano with the individual voiceover, as well as the Beach Party flag. The Treasure of the Sea premium containers, and changes to Picnic by the Sea container. So, Treasure of the Sea premium container contents will be... I will not go to read it all entirely. Now, for Picnic by the Sea container contents are the following. But, I would not need to do that entirely because it's for a time consuming. But if you wanted to get for something, you acquire the premium containers, but you get a random rewards. Now, 3 kingdoms. A tier 8 Pan-Asian destroyer Shuquei, tier 9 Pan-Asian battleship Xuanwu. Note, the Shuquei and Xuanwu are ships based on the Kid and Iowa respectively, and thus had similar characteristics to them. However, if we ever make balance changes to these ships, they will be applied separately for the ships they are based on. This is due to them not having access to nation-specific features, such as unique commandos or upgrades. Pan-Asian Commander Sujie Lian with individual voiceover. Pan-Asian Commander Xiao Yu with the individual voiceover. And Zhuke, Fire Deity of the South, and Xuan Wu, Water Deity of the North, and Big Diaper Flags. Next, the 3 Kingdoms container as well as the premium container. Note, the contents of these containers will be reviewed at the later date. And some miscellaneous are the following: the Global Sport Flag, the Battle of the Philippines Sea Patch, the Temper Patch, 4 Commonwealth emblems, new portraits for standard Spanish, Italian, and Pan-Asian commanders. Although we find review for some Commonwealth emblems, since after the full release of the Commonwealth cruisers on the Tet Tree, will be soon to be applied for at any future consequences. For some container changes, with the start of update 30.5, Distant Voyages premium container, Wings of Freedom container, and Wings of Freedom premium container contents will be changed. Due to these changes, starting with update 30.5, all of the previously mentioned containers will automatically be open for all players who have it available on their accounts. So players will obtain the current rewards from the container before any changes take place. Some Distant Voyages premium container, which is not, Now, in Distant Voyages premium container contents is going to be, in the updated version of the container, the expendable camouflages will be replaced by the permanent versions. Additionally, we reduced the price of the container from 1,250 to 750 doubloons. So its contents and drop rates are gonna change. Now, for the Wings of Freedom container, which is going to be the which is going to be some changes of these rewarding chances. Along with the Wings of Freedom premium container, usually going to be a safe adjustment as usual. Players will also be able to purchase Johnstone in the Armory and premium ship. Please note that all information in the development blog is preliminary. Announced adjustments and features may change multiple times during testing. The final information will be published on Gabe's website. And that's it for now about my reading conclusion entirely for the closed test and new ships in update 30.5. So I will give for my announcement going forward to take place tomorrow. So alongside with the data mine on update 30.5 right now. Data mine for update 30.4. So stay tuned to find out what will be held there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell on the notification icon, so I will post my World of Warships content at any time will be held there. So please help me out and support me on channel right now to gonna need it to some more subscribers at the time. So it's been 4 years right now I will gonna to explain my story about it later in my next video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you see you in my next video. Peace out, guys.